Hi friends, Andrea here. Today I am going to be trying to replicate a pair of earrings that I made for my mom. It is going to be for a friend, and this is the, let's see if I can get it to, oops, I just liked my own post. But I'm trying to get it zoomed in so you guys can kind of see that. So this is the post. This is the earrings that I made before, and I'll just put that on one more time so you can kind of see it. So they're pearl and crystal coins, and then there's like a Bali bead. And so that's what I'm going to try and replicate. Is the Bali bead is kind of in the middle, and then it's got pearls on either side, and then there's a crystal at the bottom dangling. So it might be kind of challenging for me to make that exact thing, obviously, because I don't have the exact beads and stuff as the other pair of earrings, because all of that stuff is one of a kind. But it's my friend's birthday. I just found out at the last minute, and so I got my stuff together. I will not have a chance to see my friend until a couple of days from now, so I don't have to rush this, but I figured I might as well just kind of have a pair prepared, and I can always make a second pair and then give her the other ones if I don't like how these ones turn out. But since her birthday is in June, I picked out these crystals. I think that these are in the color Alexandrite from the Swarovski Crystals. This is all I could find. I thought that I had another one of that color, but I couldn't find any more of them, and I might have them in a smaller size, but anyway, I'm not going to sweat it too much. And then I have these crystal coins, which are the same as what I used on my mom's earring, and these are actually vintage that are recycled from a necklace. And I'll show you because I feel like it's hard to explain, but this is just one of the strands from that vintage necklace, and you can kind of see if I can grab onto it. There's all different sizes. It's kind of got like a graduated crystal. It goes from like smaller to bigger to like biggest, and it originally had 3 strands. It's so sparkly in the light. It is so pretty. So I have a second little piece, like a component. This was like part of the chain clasp. It still has like 2 of them. A vintage piece that somebody gave me. It used to be that I made a lot of jewelry, and people used to give me broken jewelry to keep the broken pieces. I have a few more in here. So I've just been working my way through that kind of piece of broken jewelry, and I took one of the strands apart already and kind of cannibalized and took the beads off, and then I started working on a second strand, and I have just this one strand left. I think it had 3 strands, or maybe it was like a single strand and then like a Y. I can't remember, but anyway, I have that. And I picked out some various other things because I googled it, and apparently moonstone, alexandrite, which is another type of gemstone that happens to be like this kind of purpley color. It's kind of like it's not quite purple, it's lilac, I guess is what the color I'd call that. And pearl are the, did I just say pearl already? Moonstone, pearl, and alexandrite are the birthstones for June. So I thought that it would be cool to try and replicate that pair of earrings using those birthstones, or whatever of those birthstones I could find. I knew I had pearl, but I wasn't sure if I had any moonstone, and I couldn't find any, and I wasn't sure if I had any alexandrite, and this is the closest thing I could find, and I'm honestly not sure if these are or not. And I only have 3 of them for whatever reason. So I did text a friend and ask them to search their stash to see if they have any moonstone or alexandrite, and they're gonna dig for me. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make a pair of earrings, just like I said, so I can have something. So let's kind of take a look at what I have here. I have, since I'm gonna be working with pearls, and pearls have extremely tiny holes, I had to find some sterling silver eye pins, because this is the only kind that will go through that really fine drilled hole. So I'm going to put those through, and then I kind of pulled those out because my regular, like, I think it's 20 gauge is not going to go through my 20 gauge like wire. And when I make jewelry for myself, I don't worry about if it's sterling or not, because I kind of like when it gets like this, where it kind of gets tarnished a little bit. I think it kind of looks cool and vintage, and it gives it some character and patina. This is also from a broken necklace, and I don't know where that is at this point. But it was a graduated necklace that had like bigger of these, and they're hollow kind of disc beads, and then it got graduated to like the smaller all the way at the very end. So I got those. I pulled out some of these kind of like glitter ball, I don't know what you would call those, glitter ball kind of spacer bead kind of things. And then I also pulled out some of these Bali daisy spacer beads, just kind of have something else to mess around with. I pulled out some bead caps because I did use those on my original pair of earrings, and I pulled out some of these Hex. I did use these on my original pair of earrings, and these are just, I think they might be like aluminum because I don't think they tarnish, but they're just spacer beads just to add some kind of texture and character. I've got, these are stainless steel hypoallergenic ear wires. This is what I always use when I'm making jewelry for myself. And then these are just all the different Bali beads, and I'm not sure if they're all focusing or not, but I just kind of picked out a couple different pairs of each interesting kind of bead, and then I got these like extras. So the three that I thought were the most interesting looking, or the ones that I had actual pairs of, were these two. They kind of look like Easter eggs, and then these two kind of look like they're more rounded. And then I have these two that they have like a lot of texture and detail on them. Sorry if it's not focusing, but they have a ton of texture, and they're pretty cool looking. So anyways, those are what I picked out to try and recreate these earrings. So on the original post, the first step I did was I kind of just did this bottom piece with the crystal, and I might just start out with that. And I think I'm gonna use, I don't know if I want to use the smaller size round. It's hard to know whether my friend likes big or small earrings, but I'm gonna go bigger and do this size. So I'm gonna just pull those out. And then for the pearls, I only have one size of pearls, but I actually have these other pearls that I had already started, I had already put them together for something else, and I was looking through and I saw that some of these are a little bit on the smaller side, so I have those I could play with. And I also have this really tiny like rice pearls, and I think those could be fun. So I'm not sure, but to go with these, I think that the next thing I should choose is the focal bead. I guess the focal bead, I think I want to go with these ones. They're just very intricate, and even though they're kind of chunky, they have all those little delicate details, and I think that will be pretty. They're about the same size as these, so they might balance each other out a little bit. So I'll move those aside. I'm kind of done with those. And same thing with these. Put these aside. The thing I like kind of about these trays is that they stack. So I can just set them aside on top of each other. I'll pull out a pair of my ear wires. set those down. The other things that I have here for my tools are I have this pair of this is like a memory wire clipper. So if you can see, I don't know how well you can see that, it has like a little pair of jaws, and you put the wire through and then you squeeze and it kind of clips the wire in between, so you get a nice sharp cut edge and it doesn't like smash it. So I like those. I have a pair of nylon coated round nose pliers. This is good for not leaving kind of like dents or dings in my really fine silver wire, my silver eyepins and headpins. And then I have this, this is just a wire cutter, and it should give me a flush cut, but you know, just in case, I also have this one. And then I have my round nose pliers. These are just the non-nylon coated round nose pliers, and these aren't the finest round nose, but they get the job done. I also have, just in case I need it, this pair of flat nose pliers. Sorry that that is not focusing so well, but I have this pair of flat nose pliers, and these are just kind of to help me if I'm trying to do the wire wrapping. I'm not gonna like if I'm just trying to tuck in a little burr or something like that, or so I have that. And then I'm gonna pull out, I guess I'm just gonna pull out two, maybe I'll pull out 3 of these, 2 pairs of these to start with. And then I also need some head pins, some of the fine, actually I don't know if I need the finest size head pins, but there they are. So I'm going to start with that. And then I also have some little Jumprings, and I might as well just get those out. I think I'm going to need, I don't know, at least 6, maybe more than that. I'm going to pull out all 8 because I have 8 here. I pulled out 8. So I've got those, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my pearls. So I think I'm going to start with, I'm going to put these aside just for now. I think I'm going to start with this bottom piece here that has the crystal, and then like it's got a little decorative kind of daisy spacer, and then that that hex bead. So I'm going to start with that. So I don't know, I guess I think I will need the hex bead, because this, the whole, it just looks kind of plain like at the bottom like that. So yeah, I definitely want something else, but I kind of don't think it will work with this bead cap. I think that just looks kind of weird sticking out there, so I'm not going to go with that. I wanted to use them, but I don't think that that's going to work. So I'm going to try and do the little hex bead and then the daisy spacer. I was going to try and do wire wrap, but I just don't know if I have enough room here at the top. So I think I might just do a loop at the top. It's less kind of delicate and fine, but it'll be okay. So that looks cute so far. I'm actually worried that I don't have enough room at the top for that wire loop. I might have to make it real small, which is okay. But if it goes south, I'm just double checking how many more of these head pins I have. Do have 1, 2. I guess if I ruin the first try, I can always do a second try. So you're gonna see on camera if we can make this work. It's a really tight fit, like that's pretty narrow there, not a lot of room. So we'll see if we can make it work. Since this is so narrow, I'm not going to leave much of a neck. I'm just actually bending it with my thumbnail because it is really small here. Yeah, I think I could probably get it. I might even be able to get like a single tiny wrap there. And yeah, I'm gonna use these just because I can get a better grip on that. But this is gonna be tight. I don't even know if I can get that all the way around there. And I feel like it's not going to be very secure if it's not wire wrapped, but no, just going to have to make do with what I've got. Oh, that's like barely going to work. I hope I'm not even on camera. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so I mean, I think I got it done. It's just alarmingly small there. It's got a little room to wiggle, like, you know, it can wiggle and jiggle and spin and everything like that. So I'm gonna just leave it like that. It's a really tiny little loop at the top. I don't know if that will focus. Doesn't seem to want to focus. So there we go. Real small loop. I'm gonna put a jump ring. This jump ring is thicker than the loop itself, but that's good. Hopefully it won't get pulled and damaged. I'm gonna need this guy. Oops, a piece of plastic. Alright, so we'll go ahead and try to close this. Okay, so I've got that little guy. I think I might as well just do the other little guy to match. So I'll put that hex bead and my daisy spacer. These daisies aren't as fine gauge as my other daisies were, I don't think. So they are a little bit chunkier, I guess, but that's okay. And got my little guy there. I'm gonna try and do the loop from the top this time and just kind of hold my piece like this. So I'm just gonna kind of grab it by the end and start turning it and see if that gives me kind of a slightly better little loop there, so that I'm not just trying to like push it in the end to make it work. It's coming together, but it's tough. It's just so narrow. There's not a lot of room there. And I feel like it has this little gap. I don't want to smash it, but I do need it to get kind of closed. So, let's see if I can kind of press it together a little bit. I think that may be the best I can get, and that is going to have to do for now. I just don't think I can get it any closer without kind of smashing it and leaving a mark. So I don't want to do that. But I know that I want to keep all of the little pieces really free and moving, unlike the other pair of earrings, because I don't want to make them exactly the same. But on the other pair of earrings, sorry, I'm doing this off camera. I'm just trying to pull it close to me where I can see. On the other pair of earrings, which I'll bring up so you can see it, it was just two sort of legs here. So like one here and then one here. And I've already got one piece, but I was thinking I might just break this up into two different legs, and instead of sandwiching the Bali bead between the pearl, I might just do the Bali bead and then the pearl as a separate little leg. So we'll see. I'm gonna get my pearls. I think I'm gonna no, I'll do the Bali beads. So the Bali beads, I feel like they should stand on their own, but I think they might look pretty with these on either side. Just don't think that's gonna work on this tiny little eye pin, because there's not much room to make another little eye on the other side. If I put that, that's just as bad as before, but it is really cute. It's very sparkly. How cute is that? That's pretty precious, I think. I just don't know if I want to go in that direction. So I kind of want to grab some of these tiny rice pearls. I'm just going to pour a few out, and by few I mean a lot, by accident, and then make a mess and spill them on my desk. So I'm just looking for some that might be cute little top and bottom spacers. So I don't want ones that are drilled like long ways. I want ones that are more drilled flat ways or have a flatter shape in general, because I think that would be cuter. It's kind of hard to find the exact pearl that you're looking for in this method, so I might just pour these into this and just try to sort them this way. And I might sort them using this little scoop guy. I have this little pair of tweezers and scoop. This is a little bit easier to pick out the ones I like. Ugh, I really like the ones that have an irregular shape. I kind of like those better. They just feel more like organic looking, so I might just select a couple of those. There's one. This one's kind of funky. Oh, it's kind of round actually. I don't like that one. This one got a funky shape. So does that one. I like this one. That's a real funky one. Okay, I'm gonna try these. So I'm taking one of my tiny little rice pearls or seed pearls, and then I'm going to string it, and then my Bali bead, if I can get it on here. Sometimes it's challenging because these Bali beads aren't always solid all the way through. They're like hollow part of the way through, and so your thing gets lost in there. Okay, so that's what that could look like. So that's one example. I'm going to try and string another example with a different potential layout. I think I'm going to use this Hex Spacer and the Bali bead. I think that's just going to be too boring because it's just silver, silver, silver. I don't know which ones I like better. Let me see. I'll hold it up so you guys can see. Which one do you guys like better? I'm really leaning towards this one with the pearls. Just think that looks really cute and elegant. But there's one more that I want to try, and I know this is going to turn into like a long ass video, so I apologize in advance. But there's one more that I'm going to try, and I'm just going to have all my bead stuff spread out right next to me. So I'm just going to grab the crystals. They should be right here next to me. I'm looking for my super teeny tiny crystals. The extra small. Here's some I'm looking for the AB crystals. I thought I had some pulled out. And I probably do, but I don't think I had anything this small. No, I didn't. But here they are. Because they're about the same size as those little rice pearls. So I'll try that. I'm going to leave these here just off camera so I can grab them if I want to swap out and grab more of those. I think that's the smallest size crystal that I have in that AB size. Just double checking. I wish I had even smaller. These are 4 millimeters, and I wish I had a 2 or 3 millimeter, but we're not buying any more beads, and we're trying to use what we've got. So let's give this one a try with the crystal on the top and the bottom of that Bali bead, if it will let itself be strung, because sometimes they don't quite. Oh, and sometimes my beads jump out of my hands. Ooh, that one's cute, but both of them seem to leave not very much room. Oh, you know what else I'm doing? I'm stringing this on the wrong. That would be helpful if I strung it on the right type of wire. Okay. There we go. Ugh, that is really cute too. This is a tough decision. I don't know if you guys can see how cute that looks, but super shiny. Anyway, I'm having a tough time deciding. Well, I'm gonna leave these for sure the way that they are. So now I have to just kind of see whether or not I like this better or this better. So far I am preferring the pearl, but I still need to figure out what I'm doing with the pearls themselves. And these pearls are a little bit elongated, and it might make a cute look if I do some of these little bead caps on them. So I'm going to do that, but then I don't have anything else to really decorate them with. I could maybe use these little sparkle balls. Let's try that. The sparkle ball. Oh, yeah, that might just barely. Sparkle ball, bead cap, pearl, bead cap, and then sparkle ball at the top. Ugh, I don't know if I like that. I just don't know. It's too close in size, I think. Okay. Well, I know that I don't really care for this, so I'm going to take this apart. I definitely like the pearls on the top and bottom, so I might try crystals on the top and bottom with the pearl bead. We'll try that. See if I like that better. So I've got a crystal, a bead cap, a pearl, another bead cap, and then another crystal. I still think that that is really close in size, but I like it better. I think I may have found my winning combination. I really wanted to incorporate the sparkle ball, but well, let's give it one more try. I'll put the sparkle ball on the bottom, and then I'll do this Bali bead. Did I already try this? I don't think so. And then I'll put the sparkle ball on the top. Oops. I don't know if I like that. I mean, yes, it's pretty and it's cute, but I just don't know if that's quite what I want. I think I like the pearl top and bottom best. I wonder if I should have done the sparkle ball on top of on the top and bottom of the crystal coin bead, but too late now. I mean, it's not too late, but I feel like that's just a little too, it's a little too glittery. I mean, I like the sparkle, but I don't want glitter that makes sense. So I'm gonna just keep moving forward with this design, I think. So I'm gonna put the pearl, the tiny pearl, the Bali bead, and then the tiny pearl, and then I'll make a loop on the top. And then for these pearls, I'm gonna put a bead cap. I guess that bead cap works okay. It does seem awkwardly sandwiched because these pearls aren't quite round. I mean, they're not quite perfectly round. They're a little bit more oblong. So they don't look quite, I don't know. They kind of look like little eggs with little bead caps, like with little, I don't know, necklaces or something on them. I don't know what you would say that looks like. You know those like old style neck ruffs? It's kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting neck ruff vibes. Oops, I forgot to put my crystals. That's because I didn't grab more crystals after I decided that that was the direction I wanted to go in. So I'm just going to get 2 more of those. I'm sure I have tinier crystals than this somewhere on this premises somewhere, but where that is, I have no idea. Okay. It is very tough to do this far away from your eyeballs. This is like just like 3 to 5 inches too far away from my eyeballs where I need to see it. One thing I will tell you is a trick that I always do to get the most shimmer is I try to find where the most shimmer on the bead is for these things that have like the AB finish. You know, I turn it and angle it, and then I look for the angle that is going to be facing the top, like the most outwardly facing part of the bead, and I put that. So like when I set up the bottom bead, I knew that the way that the light is usually going to be hitting this is from kind of top down or from the side. Not a lot of light is going to be hitting it from the bottom up. So I set the sparkly AB side of the bead up on the top of my sandwich because I knew that that's the angle the light's going to hit it at the most. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do my last little loops. I have 2 more of these little jump ring guys, and then I will put 2 more jump rings at the top to attach them to my ear wires, and then I will call this earring pair done. So we'll see how that process goes because I'm not feeling very confident about my I'm not wrapping loops, but wrapping the wire, but I am making loops, and so far my loops are going okay, but they're not my best, I will say. So we'll just do I think I might want to trim this down a little bit, but I'm afraid to I'm afraid to trim it and then not have enough. And actually I want to restring this, put it the other direction because it looks a little weird and lopsided. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this guy too. Sorry. I was just about to wrap it, and then I re-evaluated whether I wanted the beads placed the way that they were placed, because they just felt, actually this one just doesn't quite feel right. I'm going to get another bead out of here. Just needs something. It didn't have a lot of shimmer. It didn't have a lot of shine to it. It was a little matte or something. I like this one. He's funky. Okay. See what I mean? That has like, they have these like weird irregular shapes to them, and they look really cool. Anyway, so let's do a, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a wrap. I feel like that's asking a lot for such a tiny little area here. I am going to give it just the tiniest little bit of a neck, just so it has some movement, some freedom of movement here, but not a ton. And I know that I'm probably going to need to trim this off, but I'm just waiting until I've wrapped it halfway, and then I can kind of see how much I need left, and then I can trim off the little bit that I don't need, and probably right here. So I am going to go ahead and use this. And I think just about there will be good. All right, let's see if I can try to bend this and get it into shape. So far, okay. It looks decent. I'm just kind of trying to work with it and get it situated the way I like it. I think that's the best I can hope for. This is such narrow, like fine wire, and I can't quite, you know, get it, and I don't want to keep fiddling with it and like just really keep bending the crap out of it, because eventually it will get weakened. So I'm just gonna kind of get it to where it's good enough and then call it done. So now that I have this one, it doesn't matter which side is top or bottom, so I'm just gonna go ahead and loop-de-loop it, and I'm not going to close it because I did that with the other one and I made a mistake doing that. So I'm just going to close it this way, and I probably shouldn't have strung that and then tried to close it, but you can watch me try to struggle with this. I'm going to try to close it with my fingernail, which is probably never a good idea. Alright, I'll pull this off, and then I'll go ahead and close this loop. So I'm closing the loop with the other eye pin attached, so that way I don't have to reopen anything. It's already attached. I should have done that with the other one, but I did not. Sometimes it's easier to just put the head pins on, or sorry, put the eye pins on, like open the loop and put the eye pin on after you have done all of your components, because you don't have a lot of room to kind of adjust and fiddle with things. Is this the bead I want? I kind of feel like I want to go in and get this other bead. It's got like a fatter bottom. I feel like that lends itself better to the making of this earring. So we'll do that instead. Oh, this is going to be such a long, pretty, sparkly earring. Oh, it's already so cute. Alright, hopefully my friend likes this. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, leave a tiny little neck on this. Just the tiniest of little necks. And then I'm going to bend it with my loop. And go ahead and give it a little bit bigger of a loop there. It is really tough to do this far away. I have respect for people who do this on camera and can get it in the actual frame, because it is tougher than it looks. I think I'm gonna trim it right there. And then I can go ahead and bend this. It's so tiny and narrow. I think that worked. Got it pretty good. That looks decent to me. Alright, and now I have my last little jump ring to attach it to my ear wire. And luckily this isn't really a directional pair of earrings, like you don't need to have one side facing forward or anything, so it doesn't matter which way I put the ear wire on. I wish I had just a slightly finer gauge of jump ring, because that is the one thing that I wish was like just a little bit shorter to make this earring not quite as long, but we can live with it. I have to reopen this jump ring so that I can attach it to my full piece, but I didn't have to open it too much because these are such narrow little wires. Okay, I think that's it. So this is one earring complete. I think it came out really pretty. I'll lay it down here on the bead board, on the bead mat. I think that looks really pretty. So it's a longie. It's definitely long. Hopefully it won't get caught up in her hair too much. Maybe she can wear her hair up when she wears these earrings, because they will catch a lot of sunlight and be beautiful. But I might go ahead and make a second pair. Shit, I want a pair of these for me. These are pretty. I'm gonna do this last one, so just repeating the same steps I just did, making the little neck, doing the little wrap. I feel like when I'm doing this and I'm showing someone else, I like go through the steps really slowly, which is probably what I should be doing. Okay, oh, I made this one just a hair too long, but I can make it work. Okay. One of the reasons why I wanted to make something nice for this friend of mine is they surprised me with a souvenir they got in a trip that they went on recently, and it was just so nice to be thought of. And it was out of the blue. I wasn't expecting anything, and all of a sudden I had this lovely gift, and yeah, like I said, it was totally out of the blue, so it was really sweet and really thoughtful. And friends like that are rare indeed. Friends who are so considerate and thoughtful to think about you, just, you know, at random. So I don't know, I feel like, and it may just be me, or it might just be the type of company that I keep, but I feel like it's really, really hard these days to find a friend who isn't super self-absorbed in their own life. I'm sure I'm like that more than I should be in order to be a good friend, but it's really hard to find people who you know, want to make the time to nurture the friendship, and that you feel like you can just be yourself around anytime you get together, and that no time has passed, that no matter how much time has passed when you get together with them, it's like no time has passed. And I definitely feel like that about most of the friends that I have these days. I've kind of been lucky enough to acquire a really solid group of friends, but I still feel like it's quite rare, and you do have to really put effort into, I mean, just like any relationship, you have to put effort into nurturing that that bond. So it's just nice when that effort is reciprocated. In my life, I have had a lot of friendships where I felt like I was the one doing all the outreach to connect, and that there wasn't a lot of reciprocation or appreciation for my efforts to make sure that I'm keeping the friendship alive, I guess. and or the other partner was very selfish and just took all of my effort and didn't, you know, like didn't return anything. So, you know, it felt like very one-way street. So anyway, when I have friends that show me that appreciation and understand my love languages and, you know, kind of give that feedback, it is really nice, and I want to appreciate that and celebrate it. So I don't let a good deed go unappreciated when I can help it. Sometimes, you know, life gets the better of you and you can't control the fact that you just don't have time to do the things you want to do, or in a lot of cases this is true for a lot of my friends too, but like I don't even know when their birthdays are. I only find out after the fact, or like only find out if they reach out and invite me to do something. So I don't have the opportunity to wish them a happy birthday. And, you know, everybody will say like, oh, but Facebook will tell you. That's only if your friend has made their birthday visible on Facebook. And I don't think that I'm on Facebook often enough to really be notified of everybody's birthday on the day it happens. So I miss a lot of those. So unless I put it in my, you know, I have an app for tracking birthdays. Unless I put it in my app, it's like it never existed to my brain. And the app is really helpful for me to be able to track when somebody's birthday is coming up, because I have it set up to remind me a month before and then like a week before. So then I have time. If I get a notification a month before, it gives me plenty of time to start brainstorming about a gift or a plan I could make to go and like have lunch with that friend, or go have brunch and cocktails or something like that, or go for a hike, or whatever it is that that friend likes to do. I could make arrangements, I could make plans. And I think spending quality time with your friends, I mean, at my age, that isn't something that you can just do all the time. It's not like I'm in college and I have just all kinds of free time to spend with my friends. And most of my friends have kids and have their own busy lives as well. So, you know, you really have to like schedule ahead of time, a month ahead of time, if you want to hang out. But I do feel like that is one of the truest ways to celebrate your friend's birthday. And then, you know, if I get the notification a month in advance, I can make plans to celebrate. It makes them feel very special and appreciated that I knew or thought about it that far in advance. I can't take full credit, it's all the app, but but I use the app and set it up so that I could try and be on top of that. So not everybody cares enough to be on top of that, you know. So that's just something that I like to do. And then I also like to you know, have a card for my friend made, like a handmade card. I'd rather make one from scratch for somebody that's a close friend, so I can think about them while I'm making the card and like write on the inside of it and really just kind of put all my effort in. But if I don't have time, like if I find out last minute, sometimes I'll just pick from my stash. I have lots of cards already made. I don't know why there's a piece of cat hair that I can't seem to get off my board, because it attracts things like that. It's got static or kind of like felt. So here's the finished pair of earrings. The other thing I like to do for my friends is give them handmade gifts. And I like to give my friends things that they probably wouldn't buy or make for themselves, ideally, like something kind of that's like a luxury or a splurge if I can. So I think something like this, a beautiful handmade Swarovski crystal, pearl, and silver pair of earrings is a really beautiful handmade gift, and it feels very, it might be a little bit long or a little bit big, but they're very swingy. Like if you just look at how much movement these have, they are going to catch a lot of sunlight. They're going to get a lot of attention when she wears them. If you were in a Zoom meeting, you would definitely be noticed. These earrings will be noticed catching the sun. So anyway, I think that they're very pretty. I might try making another pair just so I can see, you know, what direction I go in for the other pair, but gosh, those are so pretty. I think the biggest thing for me that makes them so beautiful is that this crystal on the bottom is just so light catching and stunning, and it's all from that vintage necklace. I've made quite a few pairs of these earrings that have this crystal at the bottom, and they all just are like my favorite pair of earrings. It catches the light so nicely, and that finish, that like aurora borealis finish, adds such a beautiful kind of like rainbow sparkle when it catches the light. It's not just catching the light with the cut angles, but it's also like reflecting the light back in all these different colors, and I just think that that is one of those things that just makes me happy on the inside. So I might try to dig around and see if I have a pair of like rubber earring backs to put on these, so that if she puts them on, she won't lose them, they won't fall out of her ears. But I highly doubt that they will fall out of her ears, simply because of the weight that's on them. They're not super heavy, but they do have enough weight that they probably won't like fly out of her ears. So I still want to make sure, though. I want to be cautious and make sure that she won't have any issues at all. Now, I'm gonna have a tricky time finding like a jewelry box that I can put these in. I might just have to put them into like a kind of a bag, a Ziploc bag, because I do have jewelry boxes already, like these kind, but this is too small. This won't even fit in the box, so I might have to get creative and pick like a bracelet box if I have something somewhere. But anyway, this is a little bit of a deviation from the other pair of earrings. As you can see, I'm kind of doing a side by side, but you can see these ones just have, like I said, 2 legs, and I knew I wanted to break these into sort of 3 legs and make them just a hair longer, but I don't think they're that much longer, maybe like half an inch longer, but they're still just so beautiful. I love this bead. I want to make some for myself. Okay, I'm going to stop the video now just because I've gone on long enough rambling while I make these earrings, but I hope you enjoyed watching my process. I wanted to really make sure that I talked about my, you know, design process, I guess, if you could call it that. It's mostly just a gut, or like designing by feel and what I think looks nice. I didn't really have a lot of you know, arrangement going on. I was really just like, I think I want to use these beads, I think I want to go in this direction design wise, and in general this is what, you know, I was kind of going for. But the type of arrangement, like pearl versus spacer bead versus the hex versus the daisy versus you know, which order to arrange them into is kind of up to me. I definitely want these at the bottom, but I totally could have put the pearls at the bottom and put these in the middle, or done something else. Anyway, I'm really happy how they came out. They are just gorgeous. I'm having a hard time taking my eyes off these. So before I get lost in these earrings, I just want to say thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I hope that you are inspired to make a pair of earrings similar to these, and use beads in your stash. You know, I didn't have to go out and buy anything for these. I did already have all this stuff on hand, but I would encourage you, if you don't have something in your stash, maybe take apart a pair of earrings that you don't love anymore, that you're not wearing anymore, and see if you can rearrange them into something that you do like a little bit more. That's something that, you know, is always free. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So anyway, I hope that just gives you some ideas. Thank you again. I said that 3 times now. Thank you again for watching. I super appreciate every single person who watches my videos. I Really appreciate every like. I really appreciate every comment. You guys are the best. And if anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, you hate it, you love it, whatever the case may be, definitely let me know. And if there's anything else you'd like to see me make, or you have questions about my creative process, let me know that as well. I'll talk to you later. Bye!